I'm Adé Mochtar. I'm CTO and co-founder at Instruqt. Well, I have 2 young kids, so I spend a lot of time with them. And in any time that's left, I like to cook, create some other stuff besides software, create some nice Indonesian food, for instance, or have a nice barbecue. And of course, the occasional Netflix series whenever there's some time left. Well, even before we started Instruqt, I was a consultant at a local consultancy in the Netherlands. And a big part of my job was to introduce new technology at my clients. So we help them going to the cloud, help them implement CI/CD, adopt DevOps practices. And a lot of those times it introduced also new technology with those customers. But as a consultant, you eventually want to leave again. So you have to make sure that that new technology also gets used in a proper way. So you have to train these customers, you have to train them into how to use this technology. And over the years, I really noticed that the best way to train people in new technology is just have them play with it. Give them the actual technology, give them some assignments, let them play around, make mistakes, break it, and then rebuild it. And I think that's the best way to learn. The very first version of the platform that we built wasn't called Instruqt. We actually started creating something that looks like Instruqt or has the same concept as Instruqt when we, as a consulting company, were co-organizing the first Hashicon EU in Amsterdam. So we were a partner of HashiCorp. We had some experience organizing conferences, so we said, hey, we're going to help you out. We're going to help you organize this conference. But as part of that, we also said, we need to do something extra, something more fun to engage people, to engage the attendees, and have them play around with HashiCorp's tools. So what we did is we created what we called the Hashicon Test. And the Hashicon Test basically involved that we set up certain sandbox environments that had the tools from HashiCorp pre-set up. And we gave people a list of challenges that they needed to solve given this sandbox environment and given the tools from HashiCorp. And we handed those out to the attendees in the conference. And I think during the event, it was a 2-day event. At the end of the event, we had about a third of all attendees participate. So it was a huge success. And a lot of them had a lot of fun, but also a lot of them said, hey, this is such a cool way to learn about technology. I knew one of the tools, but I didn't have experience with all the other ones. And because of our platform, they actually got some hands-on experience with all the different tools that HashiCorp offers. And I think that's the moment where it really clicked, saying, hey, this was a cool marketing event that we did, but there's also something more here. We can actually create a product out of this to facilitate creating these sandbox environments, creating a better learning experience for people that want to learn technology. And I think that's the real start of what's currently called Instruqt. I think the biggest differentiator that we have compared to our competitors is that we focused on this hands-on learning from day one. And not just hands-on learning, where we give people a sandbox environment and the actual technology, but also where we challenge them to actually learn something. So we don't really believe in giving people ready-made solutions. I think if you really want to learn something, you have to think about it a little bit. You have to find your way through the technology. And of course, we're going to help you out if you're stuck along the way. But I think you have to start thinking for yourselves for it really to land and make it your own. And I think that's what really sets us apart from our competitors. Most of our competitors just say, hey, maybe here you have a sandbox environment, here's a list of instructions, copy paste them and you're good. But I think that's not enough. I think we need to really challenge people to look for solutions and find them by themselves. For software companies to be able to sell their product, they need to explain what the added value of their product is. There are so many different software vendors that sell basically the same type of service. But to show why they're different and what they do different to their competitors, they have to show it to their prospects or to their users and really explain it. And of course, a lot of these companies, they offer a download or a free trial. But I think there's a part missing that we really help them in solving. And the biggest issue that they have is that they need to do a bit of storytelling around their product. So they need to provide a bit of context around their product. Another example is we have a few companies that have a monitoring product, but by itself the product doesn't do anything. So of course you can create nice graphs, you can browse log files, etc. But to really understand the value of a monitoring product, you also need a bit of context around it. And the context could be, for instance, an example application that you need to monitor. You need to provide some load to that application. And this all is context that people need in order to fully understand the product. And I think that's one of the things that we do really well, is not only can we give people access to this technology, but also the context around it, that it needs to show its full potential. Oh, my day-to-day is very diverse. Seeing that I'm the co-founder, I get pulled into lots of different things. Of course, I'm also the CTO, responsible for all the technical stuff, but also get pulled into customer meetings, to hiring, to thinking about where we're headed roadmap-wise. So my day is never the same. For me, as a CTO, I think it's really important that our customers are happy with our product, that it's a good quality, that they like using it, especially because right now most of our customers are also very technical. They are technical software companies that sell highly technical solutions. So if we can build a product that fits their needs, that really makes me happy. For me, the main driver is being able to help these other companies, the technology companies, helping them explain their products to their customers, to their prospects. Every time we close another deal, we have another logo. For instance, Red Hat, they started using our platform and they are really happy with it. And that gives me such good energy, and that really motivates me to keep working on Instruqt. That we, as a small company from basically this small town in the Netherlands, can service these major companies. Yeah, that's really cool.